Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Columbia Country. I'm Bob Asbury. Thanks for joining us. On today's show, we're heading up to the Harrison River in southern British Columbia to fly and gear fish for the powerful chum salmon. Welcome back. On today's show, we're fishing the Harrison River of British Columbia for chum salmon. And with me, as always, Columbia Country's field host, Carl Mann. Carl, it's great to be back in British Columbia, particularly in the fall.
It really is, Bob. This is about as pretty as it comes up here.
Now, Carl, for our viewers who aren't familiar with the Harrison River, we're working about 70 miles east of Vancouver, British Columbia, and the Harrison flows into the Fraser River right here. Now, Carl, we've fished all over the west for salmon. We've fished coho and chinook and some other species, but I don't recall ever doing chum salmon.
Well, actually, Bob, I've never caught a chum salmon. Like you said, we've taken all the other species, so I'm really looking forward to it. These are hard-fighting fish. They're kind of colorful, and this is absolutely a gorgeous place to do it.
And, Carl, these are two pretty big rivers.
They're about as big a river as we'll ever fish, probably. They're as big as the Columbia or bigger, maybe.
Well, Carl, I'm anxious to get out there. Shall we do it?
I'm always ready, Bob. Let's go for it.
All right, well, let's get out on the Harrison River now as we fish for the powerful chum salmon. This week on Columbia Country, we take you to the fabulous Harrison River in southwestern British Columbia to fish for chum salmon. Carl will be fishing with Chris Ciesla. Now, Chris operates Bluewater Rockies Sportfish Guiding Company in southwestern British Columbia.
Well, Chris, I've never caught a chum salmon before. I've caught all kinds of salmon, but I've never taken the chum, and this surrounding here in BC is absolutely gorgeous.
Well, it is, Carl. I mean, there's plenty of chums coming through right now. This is pretty much the beginning of the peak of this chum salmon run. This is the Harrison River just flowing into the Fraser River, and we get a lot of chum salmon coming in this time of year. And if you've never caught one, I'm pretty sure you're going to get one today.
I see the setup. How are we going to be working this?
Pretty simple setup. We're fishing with marabou jigs today, foam floats with braided lines and mono leaders. This is actually a 20-pound test line. And all you got to do is pick a line. What I mean by a line is pick a spot on the river and just let that float drift freely all the way down in one line. And adjust the float length appropriately so that if you're fishing close to shore, you're not fishing too deep and getting hung up all the time. You want that jig to move downriver.
There he is. Oh, jeez.
Oh, big head shakes back there.
Oh, look at that. Tear it up.
Oh, he's coming right up towards you.
This one might be a little bigger, huh?
Yeah, he looked like a heavier fish.
He is,
no
and
doubt
he
about
thinks
it.
bigger. Yeah, he feels strong.
There, he's almost done.
Yeah, that might be my biggest yet, huh?
Yeah, well, your first one was pretty good, but this one is a pretty girthy fish as well. Oh, there he is. He's a good size right there. With their girth, you can definitely see why they pull so hard when they go downriver. You know, when they turn sideways, it's almost like a big plate. It's a lot of resistance when they go downriver.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's why they pull so hard.
They do pull hard.
And I mean, they're strong fish, don't get me
What
wrong.
do you think this one weighs?
This one, you'll probably go 15 pounds, 15 pounds, yeah.
How heavy that is.
Judge them. Maybe a bit more. I mean, I'm usually on the safe side.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'd probably go 16, 17.
16? Well,
all fishermen have a scale on
I'll
there,
give
right?
you a 16 pounder.
Okay, thanks.
There he goes. No harm done. Beauty. Well, hey, that's two.
Well, thank you, Chris.
Pretty quick.
After an exciting start, Chris and Carl move upstream and pull into a side channel to try the quieter water.
There's one. Boy, that's a screamer. That's a big fish to catch. You watch him when he just shakes that head. He just strips the drag, and the drag is tight.
Oh, I love it. It's neat how you can see them actually swimming around in the water.
It is. And they're really hard fish to see. They're almost like my kids said. They used to call these camouflage fish. Well, that rod's bent about as much as this rod can handle. There, I gotta lift him this time. No, I'm not.
He doesn't like the look of that net. Okay, let's try that one more time.
All right. I'm gonna reel down on him here and we'll give him a mighty lift this time.
Nope, not yet.
Not quite. We're getting closer, Chris.
It's gonna take 3 of us to land this thing.
Come on up there, big guy.
Okay, let's see if we can bring him up. This
I was trying to scoot him across, but
easier said than done.
okay, we'll do it this time. There we go. Whew, that's a
Quick
nice
scooper.
deep fish, huh?
Oh yeah. You'll push 20 pounds
What?
out of the net. All right.
That's a fish there.
There's a Harrison River chum.
Boy, look at the mouth on that thing. It's unbelievable, those teeth.
Little big teeth on him.
Welcome back. On today's show, we're fishing the beautiful Harrison River of British Columbia for chum salmon. Now we're fishing with Chris Ciesla, and Chris operates Bluewater Rockies Sportfish Guiding Company located in the Chilliwack area of British Columbia. Actually fishes a lot of rivers in this area. First of all, Chris, thanks a lot for taking us out fishing.
My pleasure, guys.
Now, Chris, these are great home waters you have here. You've got a lot of rivers, a lot of species. Just give us a brief rundown, if you would. What are some of the species that you guide for in this region?
Well, in this part of the province, we fish for 5 species of Pacific salmon. We fish for the pink salmon, the sockeyes, the chums, the big chinooks, the cohos, and we also do the steelhead and the big sturgeon as well.
Now, Chris, of course, here we're targeting chum salmon, which we've never done. It's an exciting fish, actually. What kind of numbers migrate into this river?
Well, the Harrison River is probably our most prolific salmon river in this area. We get huge runs of chum salmon. I mean, we're talking 200,000 on an average year, might reach 1 million fish on a solid year. So, I mean, the peak of the runs, you're expecting to hook into 30, 40 fish a day. It's a lot of fun.
Fantastic, you know, and what a great sport fish. These are hard fighters. They're big fish, sometimes overlooked, but they're great fun.
Yes, you know, they are overlooked. They're highly overlooked. It's one of the most exciting fisheries we have. It's a very consistent fishery. It's a world-class fishery, really. You can fish them on the fly. You can fish them in a variety of different methods, and they're easy to catch. They're aggressive fish. They're chasers, and they pull hard. You know, you need solid equipment to pull on them, and they're a lot of fun.
Well, it's been a great time. So shall we get back out there and get after them?
I think so. I'm pretty excited, so let's go get them.
All right, well, let's get back out on the Harrison River now as we fish for chum salmon.
Well, this is quite a big river. How long a river is this?
Well, the Harrison itself is not that long. It comes out of Harrison Lake and flows into the Fraser, but the Fraser itself is almost 850 miles long, and it's the world's biggest salmon-producing river system, and big, huge watershed. A lot of salmon come up this way.
Boy, they sure do. I've never seen so many fish. Fish, eagles, everything.
Spectacular scenery. You can't beat it.
It really is.
Chris and Carl are both avid fly casters and couldn't pass up the opportunity to try chums on the fly.
Hey, Carl, we're in.
All right. Let me get in here.
Oh, yeah.
What do we got to do when you take one on a fly, Chris? Run them down with the boat or what?
Sometimes.
You had to show off and catch one on a fly, didn't you?
Now you get it once in a while.
What weight rod do you have there, Chris?
This one here, Carl, this one is, it's an 8-weight.
8-weight?
Yeah.
Sage 8-weight, huh?
Yeah, it's a Sage as well. It's a DS2. Nice little rods. I mean, they're a beefier rod. They can handle, you know, a big chum or even you hook into a king. But they're still light enough to enjoy a smaller fish like a coho or a pink salmon.
Right.
Nice overall rod.
Yeah, this is pretty sweet taking them on a fly rod.
Yeah. We have all the rods for the guests, all the sages. Yeah, we provide all the sages for the guests.
That's a hard rod to beat, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I use it in all applications of fishing that I do.
Is that right? Yeah, no, I've been happy with them. Really happy, actually.
Slip behind you here and put my rod down so when it comes time we can help you get that fish in.
No problem.
You know fishing's good, Chris, when we slip into the fly rods after we catch them on turtle and still catch them.
I hear you there. Always nice.
Tomorrow I'll put a sinking tip on mine so I can get down like that.
Yeah, and there's lots of water we can fish with more effectively with the sink tips. Get down there a little bit better.
Looks like a nice fish, but they all are.
Yeah, but I don't think we've caught really any small fish today. They've all been good size.
Yeah.
So many fish. I mean, everywhere you look, there's fish jumping around, and there's only more and more coming as the fall progresses into late October. It'll be chock full of these chum salmon.
I noticed a lot of them were starting to dig out their spawning reds already. Will that get to a point where they won't hit anything after a while? They're just pretty much interested in spawning?
Yeah, the spawning fish, they're pretty much interested in nothing but spawning. They'll chase each other around, though. The males will, chase each other around on the reds, scare each other off. You'll get some fish that actually have scar marks on top of their backs, or you'll see them actually biting each other. You see the size of their teeth, so.
Oh yeah, huge teeth.
But yeah, I mean, the more aggressive fish tend to be the fresher fish. Now, this guy's in pretty good shape. He's still.
Yeah, it's nice.
Nice fish.
Bright fish.
He ate that pink fly.
Boy, he did too. I wonder what they think of that.
I don't know, but I think they like it.
Yeah. Well, that's sweet.
Look at those things. Just vicious looking.
Good job.
Right on.
All right.
Won't take him long. There he goes.
Boy, I guess.
Back
Sweet.
into his domain. Oh, there's one. Oh yeah, good fish, Carl. Big buck.
Yeah, look real big and dark. Whoa, that's a monster
That's
fish.
a big fish.
That's a monster fish. The good thing these chums run upriver instead of down. You need your
Oh,
track
right now
shoes.
he's going down. I mean, I'm putting a lot of pressure on that rod, but he's just not doing much. He's just sitting there and using the current to his advantage. Try to bring him a little bit closer into this side, but he doesn't want to come in.
No, that's a big fish.
Yeah.
It really is. When he jumped, he looked huge. There, you're getting him to come.
Yeah. He's cooperating now. There we go. I think we should walk down on the beach there and see if we can.
If you get this fish in sometime today, Chris, I might be able to get a flyer line back out on the water again.
Hey, I'm putting a lot of pressure on this fish. I mean, he's finally cooperating. He was way out there. I have him on my backing.
Yeah, that was a long run.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dandy.
There he is, big old buck. Okay, I'm going to swing him in slowly. Let's see if I can. He's finally giving up, I think, anyways. I mean, he might see us and take off again, but. All right,
we got him. Oh, that's a dandy.
Beauty.
That is a dandy.
I mean, look at all the markings on this fish. I mean, all these dots on the top of his back. And
Yeah, I didn't realize it had
purple
small
hues.
spots.
Yeah, look at all these purple hues on them. They're just awesome looking fish. Talk about color.
They are one neat, impressive, heavy-duty fighting fish.
Well, Carl, that was just a great day on a terrific river.
It really was, Bob. It was way more exciting than I had imagined. You never know what you're going to catch when you show up at some of these places, and it was better than I expected.
Carl, these chum are truly a lot of fun. They're a lot of sport.
They really are, and they're a lot bigger fish than what I had imagined. When we were in Alaska, we saw a lot of chum, but they didn't seem to be quite as big as these guys here. These were getting close to 20 pounds.
Big fish, Carl. And Carl Chris does a great job up here. I would really recommend him and his outfit if you're looking to come up to this part of British Columbia and do some serious fishing.
Oh, you're right about that, Bob. He had good equipment, good boat, and as you know, he got us into fish right from the start in the morning, and we caught fish all day long, so you can't beat that.